All right, here we are for round number 2, or round number 4. I'm sorry, I was just about to add a 2 to our match record here. Hopefully we can play against a deck that's not the mirror. This hand looks fine. It's nothing special, not super explosive or anything, but I don't go around mulliganing hands that are functional like this one. See if we just see a Forest and a Nettle Sentinel again. No, something different. Interesting. So, not that many decks run a blue cycling land that I can think of. My Turbo Fog deck does. So, hopefully that's not the matchup, because we cannot beat a Turbo Fog deck, that is for sure. Hopefully draw another 1-drop so I can play 2 1-drops this turn. Okay, that's good. So here's the issue. I have to decide if I think my opponent is on some kind of Spell Stutter Sprite deck or some kind of Counterspell deck. I don't really want to run any of this stuff into Counterspell, but it's even more of a disaster if I run into Spell Stutter. So even though I asked for another 1-drop, I think I'm just going to jam the Nest Invader. I don't mind if that gets countered. If it gets countered 1-for-1 with Counterspell, it's just whatever. Okay, they look like more of a Counterspell deck. And that's what I would have expected from seeing a Lonely Sandbar. I would have definitely expected more likely to be a Counterspell deck than a Spell Stutter Sprite deck. But you never know. Alright, so they went bottom top, which means they kept a removal spell or they needed a land and they kept the land. I'm going to go ahead and play this Forest. Young Wolf, attack in. I'm going to go ahead and play this Young Wolf out. Okay, Green Ranger. This one going to draw out the Spell Stutter Sprite. That'd be kind of brutal if I got like Counterspell and Spell Stutter Sprited, then it didn't matter. The reason I didn't play my Riverbow is I want to play it next turn when I have double, when I have both Groundswell and I have Regenerate open for it. Okay, I have to decide if I want to pick up a land, and I think I will. Just to make my Groundswells a little better. So that's probably what they kept on top with Preordain. Doomblade, pretty good against our deck. Radiant Fountain, also very good against our deck. So we had too slow of a start, I think, to come back against this deck. Especially if our opponent has a Disfigure, we're going to be in big trouble. We do have an Island Walker, though. We really are relying on the Riverbow to carry us for the rest of the game. It's a pretty easy attack with both. You never know if they're going to block, even though it's pretty clear they're going to. Also, I still have protection against some number of edicts. I probably won't suicide my other one though, because I really don't want that to happen to me. I really don't want edicts to like actually be good against me when I drew double Young Wolf. So let's see if our opponent has an Undying Evil here. Looks like they don't. I'm assuming we're playing against just the regular blue-black flicker deck, and not some Undying Evil brew. Alright. Yeah, I mean I can get in for like 10. 10 is not 19 though. Things are not looking good for this game. I would probably put us at 5% to win this game. So we have to get pretty lucky. Maybe they have like only Doomblades or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping for, but I'm guessing that they were short on lands. That's why they evoked the Small Drifter, and then they hit a Dimir Aqueduct, which would have been the best land to hit. The rats, huh? So I think after next turn, this coming turn, I'm probably going to just kind of dump my whole hand here, so I don't have to deal with rats anymore. And it's possible I should have done it that turn, but didn't really want to. And I did get punished, so maybe I shouldn't have Shouldn't have put myself in that position. But I am going to get in for a lot here. Double Groundswell on my Vault Scourge. Alright. You gotta hope that those two carry us the rest of the way. I'm assuming my opponent has another Muldrifter. Usually don't just go around evoking Muldrifters if you don't have another one. So the Vault Scourge is going to be done. But hopefully the River Boa can get us there. Unfortunately, it does die to just like everything at this point. So that was why I wanted to keep my Groundswells in the first place, was so that I could play around like Disfigure on the River Boa, or like Agony Warp, I guess, if they have that. Need a Rancor. Green Ranger's not Rancor. Another card that would have been very good would have been a Vines. Vines kind of another card that I need. No reason not to play this, I suppose, because I really don't want to get ratted. I pick that up, play it again, just in case, you know, I need four regenerates this turn. So the blue-black deck is one of the most popular decks in the format. I think it's 3rd or 4th right now at the time of this recording. It's below Affinity for sure. It's also below Tron if you count both of the popular Tron variants as the same deck, which I kind of do. Although when you're playing Stompy, they're very different. What land did our opponent just pick up? Picked up an island? What the heck? They've got a life gain land. And a cycling land. That means they want to hold up 6 mana this turn? What are they casting for 6 mana? I guess maybe they have Teachings? I don't know why they would do that. Alright. I attack you with River Boa. I still can't get in for any damage with my other stuff, so... Oh, never mind, this can be blocked now. That's why they picked up the island. I'm a big dummy. Not that it really matters to me very much. This play is pretty much free, but still. Alright, it makes sense now. We have no way to get in for any damage anymore for the rest of the game, probably. Let's go ahead, just untap that guy. Now I only have triple. I only have triple available. Triple regenerate. Alright, so what do I need to draw? Like 4 Vines of the Vastwood in a row. That would be probably something that would get me there. What else could I draw? Okay, Muldrifter attack. Not blocking that. Must mean they have another one. No? That means they have a Ghostly Flicker. They have a Ghostly Flicker, but they didn't want to rat me? I don't know. I'm not attacking with this Scourge, though. I guess I probably should have just attacked with it, because I'm going to lose to a Flicker no matter what. But I really didn't want to run into it. So if you guys were playing this, I'd recommend conceding, you know, maybe you want to skip forward in the video until I get to sideboarding, you know, because we're not coming back from this one. Our opponent has 9 cards in hand. If they were at like 1 or 2, we could consider ourselves to have a chance, but we're sort of flicker locked, not quite yet. We're only locked if we don't draw an instant, so easy peasy, right? I could actually consider double blocking this Muldrifter if they attack with it, which they didn't. There's also something to be said for trying to like make our opponent run out of time or whatever. We're way ahead at this point. He's not playing the fastest. Alright, Burning Tree Emissary, not an instant, so we do lose this game. I'll try to like work on my editing skills, so I'll try to edit this out. I am gonna make our opponent do it for a while, just because they're just so far behind us on time. So hopefully at this point I'll be editing it and we'll be in sideboarding. Hopefully we've just skipped to right now and our opponent defeated us, but they only have 14 minutes left, so that's something to be said. None of our cards do much in this matchup. Aerial Volley's not good enough. Don't really care about their 5 drops. Natural State, terrible. Gleeful Sabotage, terrible. Feed the Clan, terrible. Epic Confrontation, something to consider. I don't really like bringing stuff like this against removal heavy decks. And then Scattershot Archer, I'm probably going to bring in just because I need more creatures. It survives through Shrivel, which is kind of a big deal, because that's something our opponent's definitely going to have in their deck. So that's why I'm taking out some Crane Rangers. Bring in some Archers. Then I'm going to take out probably the Hungers. So Hunger is a way that we could maybe steal a win, but at the same time I don't like using... you can't just put it on a creature that's going to get killed. So I'm not really interested in that. I am going to leave one in though. Epic Confrontation, probably a little better than Groundswell. I don't know. All this stuff is so similar. That's kind of the thing with this deck, is that all of our cards are very similar to each other. Bone Splitter is pretty decent, I guess. Maybe I'll cut a Bone Splitter or Rancor. Bring back in the Groundswell. I don't know. I like to have a variety, so let's go with that. It's just kind of random. But you can probably see, like, I've got some of each of kind of these different things in here. I've got some Hungers. I got like one Hunger, one Hunger, one Mutagen Growth is the one I want to keep the most, because they're good against Disfigure and Echoing Decay and stuff. Hunger, I don't have any hexproof guys. I don't have the Ledgewalker, so it's not as good. I don't know. Let's go with this. We'll see how our sideboarding affects us. This hand looks pretty good. We'll keep this. I wonder if I could have won that game if I had played around Counterspell on that one turn when I was talking about either playing around Counterspell or Spellstutter Sprite. Because I could have played just a 1-drop. The problem was my 1-drops couldn't even attack through a Seagate Oracle, and that's probably what they would play the next turn anyway. I don't know. I have to go back and watch that to see if I should have done that. Opponent's taking kind of a long time. They're a pretty slow player. I can't imagine that they would have time to actually win a match with this deck if they played against any kind of control or mid-range deck even. I mean, our deck is one of the fastest decks to play against in the format, and they're getting dangerously close to being halfway out of time. Alright, come on, Gallo Fisica. I'm making a video here. Be pretty unreal, though, if I timed somebody out with Stompy. That would be pretty unreasonable to happen. The reason this hand is so good is we've got Edict Protection, we've got a fast clock. We're going to be pretty good against Echoing Decay. Other than these 2 Nest Invaders, it's not going to be much of a problem. I've got a Landwalker. Yeah, this hand looks great. The only thing I could use, it'd be nice actually if instead of a Nettle Sentinel this were a Young Wolf. Because I did see some Edicts in their deck. Alright, we got the Sentinel start. See if they disfigure it. Yep, they're going to, I'm sure. See how greedy they are. Okay, they're the appropriate amount of greedy in that they're not greedy at all. Definitely don't wait for, don't try to snipe a Rancor off of me. That's just not a good play. So, alright, Burning Tree Emissary, coming down. Gonna play Nest Invader too. Land is a decent draw, that means I can play this River Boa. Alright. So we got Edict Protection, we've got 4 power on turn 2, plus the 2 power we put out on turn 1. but really we needed to win. Probably needed to win game 1 against this deck. They're just gonna have a lot of stuff against us, and we needed to not get like draw terribly. So unfortunately, we drew 2 lands in a row. That's pretty bad for our deck. Definitely don't want the 4th land, and with this hand, we didn't even really need the 3rd land. Let's see what our opponent does if they disfigure here. If they don't, then I'm going to play the River Boa. I don't think they have another disfigure, otherwise they would have probably hit one of these, and I don't want to play the Nest Invader out because I don't want Echoing Decay to kill 2 creatures. If they play Echoing Decay and kill 1 thing, that's not a problem at all. So our opponent is getting into the range where they're going to have 10 fewer minutes than us. They went bottom bottom. The only problem with this hand that I have is that there's a distinct possibility that it will kill our opponent too quickly and they won't time out in game 3. Another land is obscenely bad. Alright. If they don't have anything, they're gonna probably be in trouble. So here's the big decision point. They haven't had a good chance to play Echoing Decay if they found one off of their preordained draw or their next draw. They haven't had a chance to play it yet. And I'm not sure I want to play out a Nest Invader into a potential Evankar's Justice either. That would be pretty bad for us too. On the other hand, if they just play like a Chittering Rats or a Seagate Oracle or something, then I'm definitely going to want to have this Nest Invader out. So this is a pretty big decision point in this match. In this game at least. This could definitely cost us the game if we make the wrong choice. So let's imagine they play Chittering Rats. I put this forest on top. I attack with everything next turn. They trade with my Burning Tree Emissary, let's say. And then I'm kind of in the same spot again, where I have to play this to get any good pressure in. I'm just going to play it. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think about that play. That was a tough one. That's probably the toughest decision I've had in this match. Shrivel is a little annoying. Let's pop these guys for some sweet. So if they have Shrivel, if they have double Shrivel, I don't think we really had anything we could do. Yeah, okay, we lose. So let's pretend I didn't play into double Shrivel. I would have what I have here. I would have just a Nest Invader in my hand that I could have played, so I couldn't have attacked this turn. I would have played a Nest Invader and put a Rancor on it. Alright. They would have played a Rat. I would have probably not had that forest in my hand anymore, so who knows what would have happened. That's a shame. We're definitely going to lose this game. I don't think we have any outs anymore. The problem is our opponent had too much life. I wasn't really thinking about double Shrivel when I was thinking about Evankar's Justice, but they're about the same against us at this point. Maybe I should have kept in my ground spells or something, try to play a little faster game against them. But again, I haven't drawn any cards that I put in from my sideboard at all, so it's not like I would have drawn a ground spell. Alright, we got ratted. Another forest, huh? Yeah, we got a little unfortunately flooded, and we got kind of blown out by double Shrivel. This matchup is pretty bad post board. That's why you really need to win game 1. The game 1 matchup is, I don't know, I think it's pretty even. Oh man, people got some serious Stompy tech. Yeah, so again, like I was saying in the other videos, this is why you don't play the top deck if it's not that much better against the other stuff. Because you're going to lose to all, everybody. You know, you play a lot of the mirror, and then you play against people who have a lot of tech against you. Our opponent F6, which is kind of insane, considering how slowly they played the other game. Not that it matters. That's interesting, no attack. By interesting, I mean that was wrong by our opponent. Yeah, very wrong. Very wrong indeed. Especially since if they didn't have that edict, which they knew they had, it must have just been a misclick. They couldn't block this guy anyway. So yeah, I played again. And I Rancor it again. Is it dead yet? Sure. Well, now I can't get ratted. I got that Rancor out of my hand. And I can sort of get ratted. So it'd be, well, like 2-3 minutes ago would have been a good time to turn off the video, go to the next one, go to match 5, where I try to salvage even 40 points out of this deck. Here we go. Got into the realm where I can't possibly win. I didn't even get flickered. Alright. Riverboa, prepare to meet your doom. See if our opponent remembers to attack. They should just attack with this guy, because like that's just value. Attack right through me, can't block. Never concede, I never surrender. But now I surrender. Alright, let's go on to round 5.